Strangest planets in the universe. TRS-2b is the darkest planet in the universe. It is located 750 light-years away from Earth, and it reflects less than 1% of the light that hits it, making it significantly darker than the majority of known exoplanets. Its ominously dark surface can be partially explained by the light-absorbent gases that make up the bulk of the planet. Also, the surface of the planet is 1100 degrees Celsius. Gliese 436b is an ice planet that is on fire. Its icy surface is constantly burning at 439 degrees Celsius. Its gravity is so strong that it pulls the melted ice water to its core, compressing it into a solid form, stopping it from evaporating no matter how much it burns. Strangest planets in the universe. – 149 light-years from Earth, there is a planet with 3 suns. Its name is HD 188753ab. If you lived on this planet, you would have triple shadows and constant eclipses as its stars cross each other's paths. And of course, you would see very weird but beautiful sunsets and sunrises. 47 light-years away from Earth, there is a planet known as GJ121-4b, and it is entirely made of water. Its surface is one giant continuous ocean and remains the same for miles underneath the surface. Its core is made of solid ice, but it's not normal ice. It's not frozen due to cold temperatures. The water in the core is under so much levels of pressure from the surface that the core has been compressed into solid ice. 470 light-years away is Kepler 438b. The reason why this planet is strange is because it is the most Earth-like planet ever found. It looks very similar to Earth, which makes it very rare and very special. Scary facts about the ocean you probably didn't know. There is over 3 million shipwrecks at the bottom of the ocean. Just 1 milliliter of the ocean water can contain about 10 million viruses. The ocean is full of black holes. The deepest part of the ocean is approximately 36,200 feet, 11,030 meters deep. Hydrothermal vents, also known as deep-sea vents, can reach up to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. The ocean covers more than 70% of Earth's surface. More than 90% of sea life has not been discovered. There is lakes and rivers underwater. Facts about the Earth you probably didn't know about. The Earth's atmosphere extends to a distance of 10,000 kilometers. Earth is the only planet not named after a god. The length of Earth's days are increasing. The Earth's core is as hot as the sun's surface. Seas could rise to 0.5 feet by 2100. Clouds help regulate Earth's temperature. Earthquakes can be felt on the other side of the planet. You can see Earth shrinking from space. A magnitude 12 earthquake would split the Earth in half. Cool facts you probably didn't know. The cornea is one of the only two parts of the human body without blood vessels. It takes a drop of water 90 days to travel the entire Mississippi River. McDonald's once made bubblegum-flavored broccoli. Armadillo shells are bulletproof. The longest English word is 189,819 letters long. Some octopus species lay 56,000 eggs at a time. Blue whales eat 500,000 calories in one mouthful. The man with the world's deepest voice can make sounds humans can't hear. Worst natural disasters in history. The Galveston hurricane happened on September 6, 1900. It became a Category 4 hurricane with 145 miles per hour winds. As a result, 1/4 of the island's population perished, and about 10,000 were left homeless. It remains the deadliest disaster in history, killing over 12,000. The San Francisco earthquake in 1906 lasted around a minute and was a 7.9 magnitude earthquake. It destroyed 80% of the city, and about 3,000 were killed. 400,000 were left homeless. The most devastating forest fire happened in 1871. It killed about 2,500 people and burning 1 million acres of forest.
If you type your favorite color in stickers, it's the way you die.
Weird and disturbing facts you probably didn't know. The average person walks past 36 murders in their lifetime. Over 50% of commercial pilots have admitted to falling asleep while flying a plane. A tumor can have teeth and eyes. There are human remains all around Disneyland. The haunted house is filled with scattered ashes. It takes 10 minutes for you to drown in salt water. A chicken once survived for 18 months without a head. There's a type of predatory fish that can walk on land.
Disturbing things found by YouTubers. In this 2008 video, a YouTuber has just returned home when he finds one of his dogs terrified, hiding under the bed. The YouTuber tries in any way to get the dog out from under the bed, but the animal, seemingly disturbed, remains hidden. After 45 minutes, the dog finally emerges for a couple of seconds, just to return terrified one more time under the bed. Unable to calm the dog, the YouTuber starts by looking around, finding that also his cat is making strange movements, pointing his head to the attic door. The man decides to go up to the attic to find out what is going on, when suddenly...
I bet you didn't know there was a disease that almost exclusively affects cannibals. I'm talking about Kuru. It was most prevalent in the 1950s and 60s. It affected the Fore people in the highlands of New Guinea. They used cannibalism as a funeral ritual. This disease only really affected women and children because during the ritual, it was practiced that women and children would eat the brain of the deceased loved one. Since Kuru can lay dormant in the body for up to 10 years, they didn't know if they were eating the brain of someone who was infected. But consumption of the brain is pretty much one of the only ways it could be transmitted. Once someone started showing symptoms, it was a rapid onset. Within a year of the first symptoms, they would succumb to the disease. Now, the symptoms is where it gets kind of crazy. It would cause fits of maniacal, uncontrollable laughter, complete loss of coordination, behavioral issues, dementia, the inability to eat and swallow, so it would cause severe malnutrition, involuntary body movements, complete unexpected outbursts of rage, and fits of sobbing. In the final stages of the disease, they are left incontinent, bedridden, and unable to move on their own. One of the weirdest symptoms, though, people who did in fact have Kuru, usually they didn't even care. Because of what it does to the mind, they literally did not process that they had this disease. There was no known cure, and it was always fatal. Now, you probably think this only happened in the 1950s and 60s. But believe it or not, the last recorded case of Kuru was in 2010.
You know what's really fucking weird to me? They're so worried about overpopulation. About us being over fucking populated. Try to find what we're gonna do about this. God, we gotta figure something out quick. COVID comes out. Everybody should get the vaccine because we need to keep you guys alive. People that need insulin to live, don't get it for free. People that need chemo, don't get it for free. People that need shit that sustains their life-sustaining meds, don't get them for free. But for some fucking reason, this vaccine needs pushed out because we're so worried about saving fucking lives. How do people not connect the fucking dots here? Why is that so hard to understand? The very people telling us that we're overpopulated are the very people pushing this vaccine. They contradict themselves constantly, but you trust them.
The blind will never accept the truth.
What is this shit?
That stuff makes pure mescaline seem like ginger beer, man. Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome?
Adrenochrome is the blood taken from a severely frightened child that has been tortured. 840,000 children go missing a year in the USA. Why isn't there uproar? Because the media is owned by the same people taking them. This is the real pandemic. They believe it makes them youthful, as well as them being truly evil and satanic.
You recording it?
Yeah. Disturbing videos found on the dark web, part 7.
Who don't want children. Why? My husband and I go back and forth on this a lot. We are late 20s/early 30s, so we have a few years. We would be amazing parents. We are well off, have a lot of family nearby, and both have the strong desire to help people grow and develop with our resources and knowledge. We do a lot of mentoring for underserved folks getting into tech. My husband plays games online and ends up giving life advice to teenagers who actually listen to him, sometimes, and he loves it. We both also function best with copious amounts of free time. I don't want to be resentful of a kid if we have one, and when he's overwhelmed in life he can be a bit of an ass, and I can see both aspects affecting our relationship negatively. Pregnancy also scares the shit out of me. Right now I'm on the one kid, and if we want more, adopt, not a baby. We talk about it regularly and go back and forth. It's really hard. The happiest couples I've ever met never had kids. Kids are a huge stressor on relationships. I'd say about half, or more of the people I know who decided to have kids ended up breaking off their relationship eventually. It's just a lot to go through with someone, especially if they rushed the relationship, or really didn't get to actually know each other. Having money and free time are a big deal to me. It really was an eye-opener when I realized I had so much more money, free time, and general happiness than parents my age. I get it, they like their kids, But damn if that shit wasn't hard/stressful all the time. It was especially rough when I could tell the kid simply wasn't turning out well and would probably be a handful for a long time. Not always, but I felt bad that the parents most likely would be dealing with that for 10+ more years if things didn't change. I have no desire to raise a child, or care for one, or be responsible for one. I am lazy, I can take care of myself just fine, but the extra work to raise a child for something I don't want isn't worth it. I want financial freedom, freedom to make spontaneous decisions. Children wouldn't allow for that. I think having children isn't something you do because you don't have a reason not to. I would have children if I had a really good reason to, and I don't. It's an important, life-changing decision that involves an innocent person being brought into the world. I don't think I should do that just because might as well. I used to think I really wanted kids, like growing up I thought it would be the best thing ever, but for the past few years I've really been questioning whether that's something I've just accepted as a social norm, and whether a child is actually something I want in my life. Recently my partner and I got a dog. This thing is a hell of a lot of work. I'm up at 3 a.m. every night for potty business. Everyone says kids are way harder than dogs, and I just can't imagine going through that, and I'm not even the one giving birth to it. I really don't think I want everything that comes with having a child, even if I would enjoy some of the highlight moments. I used to think I really wanted kids, like growing up I thought it would be the best thing ever, but for the past few years I've really been questioning whether that's something I've just accepted as a social norm, and whether a child is actually something I want in my life. Recently my partner and I got a dog. This thing is a hell of a lot of work. I'm up at 3 a.m. every night for potty business. Everyone says kids are way harder than dogs, and I just can't imagine going through that, and I'm not even the one giving birth to it. I really don't think I want everything that comes with having a child, even if I would enjoy some of the highlight moments.
The Obama administration did.
Well, that's it. Obama, what did he do for the black race? Nothing. Question you might ask, who's the richest man to ever be U.S. president? It's not Trump.
No.
It's Barack Obama. You know how? His adopted father, Lolo Soetoro, was one of the 10, 15 richest men on earth. And when he died, he left a trust fund in Indonesia with 3 equal beneficiaries. Barack Obama, then known as Barry Soetoro because he was adopted, and his 2 siblings. So he has a whole false claim about what his background is. But when he got in the White House, he'd been working for a law firm that represented his daddy. He got lauded by Goldman Sachs, who financed most of his daddy's American investments. He protected British Petroleum when they had the blowout in the Gulf because guess what? His trust fund had heavy investments in BP. So we get through this whole mantra and even affordable care, Obamacare. You know who drafted it? Senior Tennessee Republican Senator Dr. Bill Frist when he was Republican Senate Majority Leader. Why? His family founded Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and most of the HMOs. His family's making a killing. So he retired from the Senate in 2010 when the Obama administration got passed his drafted act from 2003. It's his game. And I don't have any problem with Trump either. I'm looking at lowest black unemployment rate since Lyndon Baines Johnson, more money to historically black colleges and universities at any time since Lyndon Baines Johnson. I mean, more Americans back to work. You know, like, what did you get for the last 3? Oh, and then this. You know that joke that they do about George W. Bush feeding Michelle candy? The inside thing on that is it's the same candy he fed her husband when he was 6, 7 years old. See, the Soetoros and the Bushes go back 40-some years.
The title of your book, Behold a Pale Horse, what significance does that have? What are you saying with this title?
This title is from the book of Revelations, because I have to tell you this, and you may think I'm nuts if you want to, but this is the truth. Either these men are following the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation is in the Bible. Mm-hmm. They're either following it just like a plan, and bringing the prophecies in there to pass to manipulate and control those who believe in those prophecies and neutralize them, so to speak. In other words, if this is written in the Bible and God has ordained it, who am I to resist? It must come to pass, so I'm not gonna try to stop it. What a perfect way to neutralize the opposition right off the bat. Or there really is a God, and what he said was going to come to pass is coming to pass. AIDS is an invention of man. It is not a natural disease, and it has been implemented and placed into the population as a population control. And when they did it, they had the cure before they did it. And when they deem that enough people have died or been killed, they will say, we have a cure for AIDS. And everybody will be called to report to some place to get an inoculation, which is going to do two things. One, it's going to stop AIDS in its tracks. And number two, it's going to implant a device which will be able to be used to track each individual person and maybe even to control those people. And that's what the pet implant program is all about. It's not about finding lost pets. They don't give a damn about pets, and they would never put a satellite in orbit to find a lost pet, but yet there's a satellite up there that they're using to find pets that have been implanted with these devices. They're testing this program on pets that's going to be used in human beings. And in the Los Angeles Times in 1989, they ran an article. It was 10 forecasts for the coming decade was the title of the article. I have a copy of it in my research center. And number 5, I believe it was number 5, in those 10 forecasts for the coming decade was chemical or electronic implants to control individual behavior on a 24-hour basis, unquote. So it's not hidden at all. It's there for anybody who wants to look.
Here's some of the scariest things that have been caught on camera. Part 5. On the evening of July 21st, 2021, a doorbell camera at a Los Angeles home captured one of the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen. At around 8 p.m., the young woman at the house was preparing dinner while waiting for her husband to return home from work. It was a very hot day, so she decided to open the window and let the evening breeze in. This caught the attention of a man on the sidewalk, and as he looked at the young woman, he decided to try and get a little closer.
I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? I just have a couple questions for you.
He continuously repeats the same sentences as he rings the doorbell and knocks on the door, claiming to only have a few questions. The woman never responded to the man and claims she'd never seen him until that point. As he's walking away, her husband comes on the doorbell speaker asking who he is, and that's when he reveals his true intentions.
Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about ABCO. I want to rape her and kill her because I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again.
Thankfully, none of his fantasies played out as he walked away for good. Soon after, he was arrested a few blocks away, and when asked for his name, he claimed to be the Holy Spirit. It was later found that his real name was Christopher Sums, and a background check found that he had an impressive job history and was actually a normal person not too long ago. What caused this rapid change in appearance and personality is unknown, but the footage captured that night will continue to haunt the internet.
In the middle of the night, in the middle of the ocean, and we have perfect 4K.
First things first, go check out that user and watch the rest of that video. Just so you know, this got a lot to do with the black goo and melanin. I told you this on Joel Benjamin 528 on YouTube. I also brought it up on my Instagram, my TikTok, but that's neither here nor there. There is so much explosions going on where they're attacking something in this. If you don't know, this black goo is getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. But some of y'all forget about the red goo too. But we only just talking about the black one right now. Remember the fire that was coming from water? And now the new one they're coming with about a controlled fire? in the middle of the ocean. Oh yeah, I got a video coming for that one. But y'all forget the amount of things that's underneath there that they are going to war with. Freaking mermaids. I know, it sounds crazy. But I'll give you videos on all that.
This is the apocalypse of Adam. The Catholic Church was so scared of this book, they tried to burn it out of existence. They were successful for 1500 years until a copy was found in Egypt by a treasure hunter. In this book, everything is reversed. The God of the Bible is evil and the tree of knowledge is good. The serpent is the hero of the story, looking to enlighten and liberate Adam and Eve. Brilliant psychologist Carl Jung wrote, "The serpent shows the way to the hidden things." The serpent is the Morpheus archetype from the Matrix, offering Adam and Eve the red pill, the pill of knowledge, while the God of the Bible offers the blue pill of ignorance and slavery. The serpent teaches Adam and Eve of the eternal God in the realm of light, and that Adam and Eve are higher than the evil gods of the garden. The serpent goes on to teach them that the gods of the Bible have blinded their intelligence and seek to fear them into slavery forever. This is exactly why the tree of knowledge is outlawed. It is critical thinking that reveals the God of the Bible to be evil, and it is knowledge alone that will save us.